Yeah, eat, sleep, fantasy, you rockin' with the best. NFL Fantasy Football Podcast. We talking mock drafts, running backs, better follow the conversation.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Eat, Sleep, Fantasy Football Podcast. My name is Dale. With me, as always, the trusty, the one, the only, the Canadian sensation, Clayton Cadu.
That's me. That was quite the face you made with that little introduction there.
Oh, did I do a face? I didn't mean
you're
to.
like, hello, everybody.
You know, they say to come. The podcast guys say that you got to start the show with a lot of energy, and so I'm bringing it today.
All right, well, let's go. We haven't even been on for like a week.
I know, and so I got all this pent up energy. It's like fantasy blue balls. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, just ready to let it all out.
Never mind. All right. Today we have a fun show because we are talking about something. To be honest with you guys, I'm not sure if this really helps or not. That's not a good way to start a podcast, but we're going to talk about strength of schedule. Sometimes we hit, sometimes we don't on this stuff, right? Because teams do change, and it's hard to say exactly. Really, this is based off of what we think about the team's offense and what we think about their schedule and the defenses that they're facing. So, I mean, I don't know. What's your confidence level on strength of schedule looking at this before you draft?
You know what? I read through it and stuff like that, but like you said, it's one of those things. The ones that really stick out is the ones that do have like the very favorable ones. You kind of have I have a inkling almost to kind of tilt my way to looking at those players at some point in the draft. Mm-hmm. And then even with my first, like say my first the big picks, the first couple rounds, I'm definitely taking a look at see who has the toughest schedule, just to kind of see who's going to fall in there, because you always want your like first, your top few guys to hit all the time. Right. So,
okay. Yeah. Cool. So a couple things really quick. I do want to open the show. Monkey Knife Fight. Download the app, deposit something, play something, send me your username, and you will be entered to win a NFL jersey of your choice. So we don't have a lot of signups. I'm keeping the list, but there's not a lot. So I'd suggest you guys go do this. If you're a Bengals fan, I guess you're getting Burrow, right? That's about it.
Oh yeah.
Maybe Mixon.
Oh, what about
okay, hold
Chase?
on. No, you're a Texans fan. What jersey are you getting?
Oh God,
Are you getting a Tyrod Taylor jersey?
No. Give me a Nico Collins jersey, actually.
Okay,
I'll take that.
Right. Okay, and then he's gonna ask for a trade next year.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Or they'll trade him for just a flat football or something like that. Something just really blow it up.
So make sure you download Monkey Knife Fight. Use promo code HOTDOG, all one word. Is hot dog one word? I think it's two. Is hot dog one word?
I think it's one.
I think so. Well, on the promo code,
it's one. That's what I was about to say.
That's all that matters. Who cares? It's crazy that English is my first language, and I don't know anything about it. Also, don't forget the biggest announcement I have before we really get started. Draft Night Out. DraftNightOut.com. If anybody wants to join me and Clayton will be there in spirit in Canton, Ohio this summer in August for the Fantasy Football Expo. Make sure you go to draftnightout.com and get your tickets. We're going to be drafting, there's going to be probably 100 people there drafting all at the same time, having a big party, giveaways, giving away a lot of signed jerseys and memorabilia and footballs and all kinds of good stuff. So draftnightout.com if you want that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to talk more and more about it as we get closer to the event, but that's like mid-July.
Yeah, from what I see on Twitter too, man, there's going to be a lot of people attending this thing, and it makes me even more bitter that I can't be there because,
I think you will.
I don't think so, man.
You don't think so?
I do not think so. Yeah, I mean, whatever. We won't even get into that because that could be like another hour rant and show's over. So, but go get your tickets. Go do it. I want to see videos of it, and so I can look forward to it for the following year.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All right. Let's talk a little bit about strength of schedules. You want to go through the positions? You want to do that? Do you want to just go through the teams? Let's just go through positions. Is that good?
Sure.
All right. Let's start off with quarterbacks here. Quarterback that I'm pretty excited about I don't know if a lot of people are. Okay, I don't have him in my top 12, but he's really close. Sam Darnold. The Carolina Panthers have a pretty good schedule for passing defense, and I think Sam Darnold I think he's going to be a new man coming into Carolina. He has weapons. He definitely has a better team and better coach. I think Sam Darnold's on the rise, and I think his strength of schedule really helps him this year.
Well, exactly. And how do you? We've seen it before. Guys going to another team. It's just like a resurrection of a new guy. He opens the year up against the Jets. Like how good of a matchup is that right off the bat? And then they're going to be facing the Falcons twice. They got my lonely Texans that anybody could throw on.
Yeah.
And Minnesota, like those are strong. Like those are strong matchups for a guy that now has an actual capable team behind him.
Yeah. I would like to say, look, ESF, you guys know there's really no behind the scenes because we end up telling everything anyways, right? That was probably the best opening thing that we've ever had. I basically threw you the ball and you knocked it out of the park. Yeah. That's how it's done. I don't think we've ever done that. Like that wasn't even planned. I was expecting to bumble through the entire segment. All I said, Sam Darnold, and you had your stuff together. So
I'm back on the Darnold bandwagon now that you got traded.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah.
I really like I said, outside of my top 12, but man, if I wait on QB, I'm 100% okay with grabbing Sam Darnold if I have to. 100% okay.
Yeah.
All right. Another quarterback that I like, and this is kind of weird because I think, I don't know if this is even a hot take, but Trevor Lawrence, he has a good schedule. You know he's going to throw a ton, right? Urban Meyer, look, Tim Tebow is the best quarterback to ever play college football. Ever. The best college football player ever.
He looks jacked as fuck though.
He's always has been.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a tight end. I mean, he's a quarterback in a tight end's body all the time, always. Anyways, so the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to throw a ton, and I think Urban Meyer is going to find ways to make sure Trevor Lawrence is successful, right?
Oh, 100%. If you even want to look at this schedule, you look at this division in general, they got the Texans, they got the Titans. He faces both of those teams twice to go along with like the fantasy playoff schedule. They face the Texans again and the Jets. So what don't you like with Trevor Lawrence? That's why most drafts that I do, especially Superflex, I'll reach for him above guys that, I probably know are going to be a little bit, more productive, but I do love his schedule, and I love what he's going to be able to do, I think, in this offense with Urban Meyer.
Does Tim Tebow throw a passing touchdown this year?
Yes. He's going to throw one, run one in, and probably kick a field goal in one game, buddy.
No, you forgot the other. So he's going to throw it. Yeah, throw it, catch it, because he's a tight end. You made that last and run it. So he's going to have all three. Okay, is he going to have multiple?
Kick a field goal. I want him to kick a field goal. They'll need him to do that.
If he had to, he would. I'm telling you. I bet you he has a golden leg and kick field goals all over the place.
You're a Tim Tebow truther now, aren't you?
I've always have been. Do I have any Tim Tebow stuff back here? No. Oh, that reminds me. So I don't actually. I have a lot of Tim Tebow stuff, but I don't have any on my shelf. I got an idea, Clayton. If you guys look now that I have like the shelf behind me, and there's a lot of stuff, and it's kind of hard because it's only focusing. I have one shelf above what you guys see too. There's all kinds of sports memorabilia, an Aaron Jones autographed football, a picture of Nick. Nobody knows who that is except a couple of people. But anyways, so I have some empty shelf space. This is what I'm going to do. Do you think that if I asked the listeners just to send me anything that they would, like just anything, I'll put it on my shelf? Most likely, if it was really expensive and nice, that'd be awesome. But if you guys have like, I don't know, like an old, like souvenir that you guys are just holding on to and you send to me, you think anybody would send anything to me?
Just send something just trashy, guys. Anybody?
No, not trashy.
No, listen. Send it. You just promised that you'd put it up on your wall, buddy.
Okay.
Anything.
Okay.
You said anything.
Yeah, but make it nice. And then look, I'll even do I know I'm not as popular as like, people that do unboxing, like big time influencers. I'm not going to do that because that would be awesome if I got a ton of boxes and I was like ripping through them for like an hour and saying, oh, look, I got a hat or whatever. That'd be fun.
What would it take to like replace one of those boxes of Wheaties? Like, what do you think if somebody sent you would replace at least one box up there?
I'm not replacing because one of them is the Heat Championship box.
Not replacing, but moving it down.
Oh yeah, no, I'll move it around.
Maybe moving it up or something like that.
Yeah, one's an old Jordan Wheaties box, and the other is the Heat, the first championship Heat Wheaties box. I'll definitely move stuff around for sure. Well, you don't see it, but I have a Reese's Pieces dispenser all the way out. I can move stuff around, trust me. So anyways, I'm gonna give the address to my box. Okay, and what do we call this? Dale's box. Okay.
Dale's box, yeah.
1250. Should I be saying this? Am I going to get like 1250 Revolution Mill Drive, Suite 117? Okay. Greensboro, North Carolina, 27408.
He'll put it in the description in our notes.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess I can have to do that, right? I don't know. Now I'm kind of, should I edit this out? Look,
no, I'm curious. I'm curious to see what you get.
I think I'll get. Look, I know for sure. We'll see. I hope I get something. I would love to get something cool, and I'll open it live on air too.
I want a box of Crunch Berries. If anybody can send me a box of that.
All right,
and I'll eat them on air.
Oh yeah, that's great. All right, let's keep talking about some quarterbacks. Quarterbacks that I hate, and this is a weird one, and I don't know if everybody's talking about this. Jared Goff. What do you think?
He's terrible. I think it's just weapons alone. It doesn't even matter what the schedule is. He could have the easiest schedule out there, but the fact of the matter is his weapons are absolutely horrendous. Mm-hmm. I don't think they maybe win 4 games, maybe.
But does that equate to him throwing a lot? Look, if he doesn't have the weapons to throw to, and it's a pretty tough schedule on top of that. Yeah, a really tough schedule.
A guy that I'm not a really big fan of right now is Tannehill. Not a huge fan of their schedule, especially going up during the fantasy playoffs are brutal as well.
Who are they playing in the fantasy playoffs?
They got Pittsburgh, San Fran, and Miami. So probably tougher defenses.
It's gonna be tougher. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Just not ideal matchup for either him or even a guy like Derrick Henry.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, huh? Derrick Henry or Jonathan Taylor in redraft. You have to draft Derrick Henry first.
Yeah,
right?
going Henry.
I'm in a keeper league and I have both.
Yeah, no, I'd be going Henry.
Would you?
Just past production, and I mean he's just a man.
You have another couple years out of him, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like you watch what this guy can do, and he's ridiculous to watch.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about some running backs here. A couple of running backs I am excited about. I mentioned Jonathan Taylor. I'm really, really excited about him, and I think he has a pretty good schedule. The combination of Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams, I've talked about Javonte Williams in previous episodes. I'm really excited for him. How many games do you think it takes for Javonte Williams to be a starter in Denver, or does he become this year?
Do you know what Denver's schedule is right now? Good. I'm just saying. Do you know? Like, I'm kind of curious.
No, tell me.
Let me figure. I'll find it right now.
Okay, and we're forgetting about Royce Freeman. He used to be a thing. He's not anymore.
Man, that's what I was high on him when he got drafted.
Oh yeah, I think everybody was, but
don't know what happened. So we got. Actually, it doesn't even say, but let's just look at their home schedule. Oh, they got actually a very nice schedule.
That's what I just said. What, you didn't believe me?
I'd say, well, no, I thought I could break it down. I wanted to see like week by week who is playing, right? But I'll give it, the standard is usually what, 5-6 games?
Yeah.
Right. And if Williams shows anything like he did in college, he'll be, it could even be sooner than that.
Right. Okay. What do you think? And this is a really interesting one because Houston has a good. I know Houston is not a very good team right now, and especially we don't know what's happening with their quarterback. But the somehow combination of David Johnson, Philip Lindsay, and Mark Ingram. How do we decipher that? And are we playing this? Are we drafting based on the strength just because they have an awesome schedule?
Yeah, but I'm pretty much putting it on the fact that this is what we're going to see. We're going to see David Johnson, the first second down back. We're going to see Philip Lindsay and as that third down role, like he was in Denver, and then you're going to see Ingram come in the red zone. Right? He's going to be the touchdown hog. That's pretty much how it's going to play out, and mark my words on that.
Okay, I'm marking your words.
Yeah, mark my words, buddy. Book it.
Oh God, is that going to be your thing? Are you going to just say book it every time?
Book it. Yeah.
I don't think that's very original. I don't know.
It's definitely not original. 100%, it's not original.
Okay, but we will make it your thing just because.
Exactly. Yeah.
For the comedy value. Just book it. So every time you say something, you got to say book it now.
Yeah.
All right. What are some other? Of course, Austin Eckler is very interesting choice this year. Good schedule, not a ton behind him. Joshua Kelly, of course. I own Joshua Kelly in a couple dynasty leagues just in case, but it's Austin Eckler and it's a really good schedule for him.
Well, watch out for Larry Roundtree. I think he's going to be putting up. I'm going to be interested to see him and Justin Jackson go at it in training camp. But I do see Roundtree we could see him sneaking away some carries away from both Kelly and Eckler.
Okay, so you could get carries away from Eckler. Book that. Are you booking it?
Book it. Boom. What about Najee Harris? Let's talk about him for a second. I mean, you talk about against Packers, Raiders, and the Lions. You're getting a guy that's going and getting basically a bell cow role right off the hop. Maybe not the greatest offensive line, but at the same time, when you're seeing a guy going to get 20 plus carries a game, we've seen him be productive. He's got ginormous, monstrous thighs, means he's going to be really good football player.
Yep. You will not be able to get Najee Harris in the third round this year in a redraft. No. There's no way. Which kind of
he's going early. I was in a redraft one earlier this week, and he went early in the second round, like almost like it was pretty much right on the turn.
So how do you do that? I mean, there's no way I'm picking. I wouldn't pick him over Jonathan Taylor.
I think it's different if it's a super flex, it's a different story, right? Because obviously you're going to go a bunch of quarterbacks right off the hop, right? So I mean, you're going to be able to get them closer to the end of the second, maybe early third. But if it's say a one quarterback, there's no way in hell that he's going to reach the third round.
Right. Yeah. He's not anywhere. How do you draft Najee Harris ahead of Myles Gaskin? Oh, I'm not a huge fan of Myles Gaskin, but it'll be hard for me to pull that trigger
against Gaskin.
Yeah,
Gaskin. No, he's going way ahead of Gaskin.
I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. Look, if I'm in redraft, I'm drafting my RB2.
Okay,
right. I think isn't Gaskin a solid RB2?
Depending on who's out, I would have him over without even questioning it.
Interesting. Okay, I think you're right on that. I just posed the question.
Dumb question, Dale.
So you're saying Najee Harris is going to be better than Myles Gaskin?
Yes.
Are you going to book it? Will you just do it? Okay. All right. So going down the list here. Anybody else you see that
as far as running backs goes, Michael Carter, I do like him, rookie going into it. I do think talk about nobody behind him,
but with his strength of schedule.
Yeah. With the 7 of his games are teams that are going to be ranked in the top, I think almost top 10 of most fantasy points allowed to running backs last year. So how do you not like a guy that A, was drafted where he was, and B, has not much competition behind him outside of maybe a guy like Tevin Coleman?
Right. All right. Middle of the pack strength of schedule. And I know this is going to sound non-committal, but the Bills running backs are kind of a mess. You want to trust Devin Singletary. We've babied him for a couple of years now, and he has not produced what we really, really want him to. I still like him, but Some people are getting on more Zach Moss and valuing Zach Moss a little bit better. What's your thoughts on this? And the schedule doesn't really help or hurt either one of these guys.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be leaning Zach Moss as well. Just we've kind of seen him do a little bit more than Singletary in the past. I definitely don't like this. Don't like their schedule. Not like you said, the middle of the pack schedule. The first 3 weeks they got the Steelers, the Dolphins, and Washington football team. Those teams are all like top 5, I think, among running, giving up fantasy points to running backs or yards. So I'm going to go with Zach Moss just because I kind of think he can do a little bit more.
Okay. Somebody a lot of people are fading, and I think we have a little bit, is Miles Sanders. There's really nobody on the Eagles that are going to compete for the carries. Now, the Eagles may have a little bit of upgraded offense, with both their rookies. Well, one, the Devontae Smith, and then, of course, Jalen Hurd. Miles Sanders gets a bump at all after, and especially after the draft.
I gotta correct you, buddy. Are you talking about Rieger? You just said Jalen Hurd. Are you saying Jalen Hurts or Hurd? What did you just say?
I don't remember what I said.
Okay, maybe I heard you. I
don't know what I said. What should I said?
Maybe you said Jalen Hurts and Devonta Smith. Is that what you?
They're both on the Eagles, right?
Okay, fuck. I heard something else. I heard.
No, maybe I just said it. Maybe you're right. I don't know.
Whichever. Yeah, but keep talking.
Who's Jalen Hurd?
Isn't that who's the 49ers? Or am I wrong?
No, you're right.
There you go.
We are a bunch of bubbling idiots. Wait, hold on.
Wait.
Yeah. Jalen Hurd. He's old.
No, he's not. He's like a second-year receiver. He was hurt last year.
Yeah. You're right. That's where okay. Yeah. I think I said Hurts. I could be totally wrong.
I'm pretty sure you said Hurd, but that's okay.
Okay. But you get what I'm saying. Why are you trying to correct me and make me look stupid in front of all our audience?
Well, because I was trying to make you look stupid purposely because I was like, this guy doesn't even know what he's talking about. But yeah, you're good. Jalen Hurts and what'd you say? Devonta Smith. We're good.
Okay.
So where were we even talking about? Okay, Sanders. You like him or you don't like him?
I don't know anymore.
I think we're going to see a little bit more production out of him than we're used to, regardless of Hurts and the other weapons. I think the fact of the matter is, I think having a guy like Devonta Smith and Rieger on the outside, there's not going to be many stacked boxes anymore for the Eagles and Sanders. Right. On top of that, catching balls out of the backfield. So
yeah, cool. Some of the running backs I'm a little bit nervous about. I'll give you 2, and you give me some info on them. Okay. Chris Carson and Aaron Jones, both I think studs, and I like them both, but schedule-wise, not great.
Yeah, Packers probably have one of the most unfavorable schedules, I think, for the running back position. Mm-hmm. But as far as you're still kind of drafting Aaron Jones as your RB1, in my opinion. The fact of the matter is that the schedule includes like Saints, the Niners, Steelers, Ravens, Washington. All those teams will play tough defense against the running back position. As far as Chris Carson goes, I'm not at schedule wise. Yes, it's a tough schedule, but I think Chris Carson, we're going to see a completely different Chris Carson. I think he's going to finish as I'm not going to book it because I'm not confident on it, but I think he's going to be a high end RB1 this year.
Cool. Okay. I was just noticing, I'm looking on YouTube, and I got a new haircut, which is great looking. I love it. It actually makes me look a little more handsome.
Did you brush it down?
No, the problem is so I kind of brush it to the side a little bit, but on the video, you can't really see the hair brushes. You can't really see it's kind of parted a little bit. And so it just looks crooked.
Yeah, it's straight up. Right? It looks like,
yeah. So I keep messing with my head, trying to make it straight. But you can't really see that I'm trying to part it. If you could see it, it would be better. I don't know. I just wish I could show off this nice hair more while I have it, because it's starting to go really gray now. But
isn't it all? We all are, man.
I know. It's crazy.
Kids.
Oh yeah, big time. All right, let's go over to the wide receivers. I'll go through some of the wide receivers I really like, and this kind of correspond a little bit with the quarterbacks, right? So the first quarterback that I talked about, Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold. Of course, we got to talk about DJ Chark and Laviska Shenault. Even Marvin Jones. Why not?
Mm-hmm. He's going to be a solid wide receiver 3.
You're not Sam Darnold. Yes. I said
no.
Sam Darnold.
Sorry. You said
Trevor Lawrence. Jesus Christ.
I was about to say, what do you mean? We can't forget about DJ Moore. And then I'm like, wait a second. You're just talking
I saw
DJ.
I know. I saw DJ Chark and I thought DJ Moore. I'm sorry. But we did talk about Trevor Lawrence, and that does kind of still correspond with the good schedule for Trevor Lawrence. And that goes the same with his wide receivers, right?
Right.
Okay.
He has a lot. He has a lot of weapons there that I'm excited to see this Jacksonville team. They're going to be they could possibly be one of the they will be the best team in that division, I would think.
I have a feeling that this podcast, something is going to happen to me like tonight, like a medical emergency, and then you're going to look back at this podcast and be like, I should have told his wife. Like, I knew something was wrong with him. Like, he was mumbling his words. He couldn't get anything straight. And we're going to replay this, and the doctor's going to be watching it, looking for symptoms, and be like, "Yep, we knew it all along. Somebody should have said something. It's all on you. The blood's on your hands." Anyways, all right. Some of the other wide receivers I like. Let's see. What are you doing with the Saints wide receivers? First of all, holy cow! Like, what are we going to do with the quarterback? What are we really going to see at quarterback? Say week 4, week 5. They have a decent schedule, a soft schedule for the wide receivers at least. But I have a feeling Michael Thomas is done.
I don't like him at all. Actually, I mean, you look at the first few weeks of the season. He's facing the toughest quarterbacks on every team, period. And to go with the fact of the matter is, the first couple weeks he's facing Jair Alexander and Stephon Gilmore both. And then, like you said, Jameis Winston most likely throwing him the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So
half the time it's going to get to him. The other half of the time it's going to go to the other team.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He got eye surgery, but he's good. No more interceptions for him.
I don't know. I kind of feel like Michael Thomas is... Obviously, you have to draft him. He's a stud, right? I mean, you're going to have to draft him like you would other studs. I'm talking about like in the range of like maybe from now on he'll have a career similar like AJ Green.
I think you could draft him as a wide receiver too. I think that's a production you'll probably see out of him. He's still stud, right? Regardless of who's throwing him the ball. But we've seen this guy produce with a good quarterback, mind you, but I still think he's going to have those boom or bust games. I think probably more boom than bust, to be honest with you.
More boom than bust. Book that.
Yeah, book it.
All right. Some other fun names to talk about. Really kind of another middle of the road team for wide receivers. The Minnesota Vikings, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. Both should be just fine, and they have a decent schedule. They don't have a bad schedule, we could say, right? So draft them as normal. I usually look at strength of schedule. I should have said this in the beginning. If I have a tiebreaker and I'm looking at it, and they're the same tier, and I'm going back and forth, and they're really, really, it's hard to decide. Sometimes I will take a look at the schedule and say, a little bit better playoff schedule or a little bit better end of the year schedule. That's sometimes will break my tiebreaker, especially when I'm ranking. I'll look at some of this stuff.
Yeah, I agree with you with that.
Okay. No matter what, Tyreek Hill and AJ Brown, the wide receivers, both for Tennessee and Kansas City, you're going to do as normal, right? You're not going to do anything crazy. They don't have a schedule that you can, that you're going to laugh at. Yeah,
you know what? It kind of goes as far as these teams go, especially the Chiefs, they could have one of the top 5 toughest schedules, but that's not deterring you from anything, right? I mean, just because of their team in general. So, I mean, schedule proof is that even a saying?
Sure, it is now. TM. Schedule proof. I'm making the website right now. Scheduleproof.com.
There you go.
Hold on, let's see. Hold on, scheduleproof.com. Nope, it's free for us.
Yeah,
buying it now. All right. If you guys want more info, go to scheduleproof.com and get all of Clayton's hot takes. You book that. Is bookit.com a thing? I'm sure it is. Let's see. Yeah, it has to be like a
It's probably like a betting site or something.
hold on. Department. They got it like a U.S. State of Department advisory. How about? I bet you it's a travel website. I bet. Okay, I'm gonna get out of this because there's a pop-ups coming up. All right. One team that we haven't talked about. I'm nervous for Russell Wilson and his wide receivers because it is a brutal schedule, especially coming down to the playoff crunch. Do you have their schedule popped up?
I do not know.
Okay. Well, good thing you're prepared for this podcast.
Well,
we started off so good.
We tried to talk about, I thought you had all the games listed down and you were going to talk about them because earlier when we talked, you're like, oh yeah, we'll just concentrate on the teams. I'm like, okay, that's what I prepped for. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, let's talk players. Because that's how ESF works, right? That's the communication.
Look, we're giving the listeners what they want, Clayton. And
I agree. I wanted to do it this way to begin with.
You were angry today.
Well, I told you, man, my hockey team's fucking terrible, and I'm still reeling. We lost 4-1. We were up 4-1 yesterday with 3 minutes in the game. We lost 5-4 in overtime. I'm just still reeling, man. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah. This is a football podcast. This is my happy podcast. So I am sorry for being rude. I'm sorry for taking it out on the listeners.
Sorry, it's okay.
All right,
they're okay, man. Look, this is part fantasy football and part therapy. If you want to talk about more,
yeah,
you can.
That's good. I like that.
I made a whole podcast just about reasons my wife is mad at me. So, by the way, mad at me. My wife's mad at me on all platforms. If you guys want to listen to some good podcasting,
it's good. I like it. That thing, it's awesome podcast.
Thank you, man. Oh, and don't forget, Fantasy Football from the North is an awesome podcast. That's Clayton's other podcast. It's his side bitch.
Yeah, we go ahead, hit up the website too. We got some our merch shop just got loaded up on there today. So go
Canadian themed fantasy football gear.
Yeah, buddy.
That's a niche. I got to give it to you. Canadian fantasy football merchandise. Don't get too much of those.
I do like it.
I got an idea.
Sweet.
You need to play. We need to make a logo, something by the Grey Cup, like something like no Grey Cups here, or like I'll workshop this. I'll get back to you. I think there's something there.
We're probably winning football season here again this year.
Really?
Man, it sucks. Yeah, fuck, COVID's terrible.
Jeez.
Ruins everything.
That's probably why your hockey team sucks. That's
what I said. I got excited finally for something to watch on TV, playoff hockey, and yeah, that's probably going to be done by today. So I don't know what I'll be watching.
How about
Mighty Ducks? I got to catch up on.
Oh yeah, have you seen that? Have you seen the new? Yeah,
only 2 episodes, so I'm gonna catch it. Sarah won't watch it with me. She's like, I am not watching that, and I'm like, what do you mean?
Love Lauren Graham. I love her.
Yeah, she's
definitely. Great. Man, she's one of the only reasons I watch Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man. You've seen her? Did you ever see that movie Bad Santa?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. She was hot in that too. This whole podcast
went completely off the rails.
Right,
well, that's standard. That's standard.
Okay. Who else? How about we talked about the Green Bay situation with Aaron Rodgers a little bit. We don't know. We don't know. They also have a pretty shitty schedule. All that boils down to how high where are you drafting Devontae Adams now?
I'm still drafting him high. I'm almost certain that Rodgers will be back with the team. It's kind of cooled down a little bit since the draft about what's going on. So, I mean, Adams is a stud. He's done it when he's just been by himself. Pretty much nobody else on the other side of him. Now they did go and grabbed Amari Rodgers at least. They got Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon back there to take some heat off. I still think he's going to produce.
He's going to produce. But if Aaron Rodgers was like, yes, we're going to come back and we're going to win it all, it would make you feel a lot better about Devontae Adams. And so in a place where we would probably most likely draft him as a wide receiver 1, we're looking at like the first wide receiver we're looking at, maybe, I wouldn't blame anybody if they dropped to 3 or 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, just because of the news, right? Just because you're not 100% sure what's going on.
Yeah. Are you still drafting Odell Beckham Jr.?
Yeah, I think you could
where he's going.
You could get him late in drafts. Kind of. I'm still kind of intrigued by that, by what he's going to be able to do.
Yeah. What I don't like it. A lot of people will say like, "Oh, I never draft him. I'll never draft him." It's not about staying away from him or never drafting him. It's where he's going, and everybody has a price, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're reaching to grab him, then no. Why the hell would you? You know what I mean? But if it's just a guy if he's fallen to like the 7th, 8th round or something like that, you're kind of jumping on that.
Sure. Cool. All right. What else? You want to talk about tight ends a little bit?
Well, tight ends are the same old every all the time, really, if you think about it. You want to talk about the top 3? Top 5, and that's
you know what's really weird nowadays. It's because the tight end position has sort of changed over time, right? We're looking at tight end 2s, similar how we used to look at running back 2s. Not now, obviously, because now running back, the handcuffs of running backs are, play a bigger role nowadays, right, than they were 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. But we're seeing this shift in fantasy where some of these tight end 2s are actually kind of, you have to get them looks, like the Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henrys. Even I think Mike Gesicki and the new tight end Hunter Long. I think Hunter Long could make a splash if he's given the opportunity.
Ertz and Goddard.
Yeah. Jack Doyle and Mo Alley Cox, both very capable. Evan Ingram, Kyle Randolph. I mean, I'll keep naming them. Evan Ingram, Kyle Randolph. I think
Rudolph.
Yeah.
Maybe I should call Brooke. I should call Brooke. I'm going to text her.
There might be a problem. I'm telling you. Rob Gronkowski and OJ Howard. Blake Jarwin, Dalton Schultz, maybe. I think Dawson Knox, Jacob Hollister, very possible. Kyle Pitts, Hayden Hurst. Like, these are decent. These are very solid tight end 2s. Like, I never thought we would be talking about tight end 2s. Is that crazy for me to even mention?
No, I mean, and that is most of the time. That's how I've always played fantasy. If I'm not going to reach for any of those top tight ends, 9 times out of 10, I'll stream my tight ends. Like, I'll always get one fairly good one, and then the other one, if it's a 2 tight end league, I'm just I'll stream every single week. I don't care if it's the tight end 2 on a team or not, because it's basically red zone, right? That's what you're hoping for, is a touchdown.
Right.
Or something like that.
One touchdown for a tight end, it can make their year. I mean, if a tight end gets 3 or 4 touchdowns for the year, I mean, bam, he's a top 12. So
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I don't want to reach for any of those top tight ends because of what's on the board at the time when you're drafting them. Like, you got to get those guys in the top, 4 rounds tops, right? They're gone at least probably by the 3rd round.
Yep. I think, I mean, those, and it's crazy because those top tight ends don't have a handcuff.
Right.
There has to be another way to say it besides handcuff. Like George Kittle really doesn't. Travis Kelce, he doesn't.
Those are the more receiver type.
Darren Waller,
yeah,
I mean, really doesn't. So it's pretty interesting. After that elite group, we really don't have anything.
Right.
So I don't know. I just think that was worth pointing out. The tight ends are basically the same that we talked about as far as that, and the wide receivers. Anything that jumps out to you that you want to mention?
No, like I was just about to say, like, do they even really, nothing I've really read had to do with anything to do with tight ends, to be honest with you, as far as strength of schedule goes, because it is like nobody really, in my opinion, really talks about it or even thinks about it when it comes to that position.
Yeah. Well, right? like you said, I mean, if they get 40 yards and touchdown, bam, that could be one of their biggest games, and that could put them in a top 12 conversation. So,
and I mean, if you do have one of those guys, that could technically, it sounds stupid, but that could win you a week. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If you got just some scrub on there. It happened to me last year. I was able to grab in one of my home leagues. Who was I? I ended up streaming Robert Tunyon. Actually, I had him before he kind of broke out, I guess you could call it. And I mean, look at where that led me. I think I finished third in that league.
Okay.
And I had scrubs. I gave up halfway through the year on that team.
Right.
Basically said I was going into rebuild mode, and then I was obviously now making a run, and he was a big part of it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I think that was a good tight end conversation. We usually don't have tight end conversations.
Do you want to talk kickers now?
No. I don't know. Okay, let's look. For the rest of the episode, I'm gonna break down all 32 kickers. Okay, we're gonna start at the bottom.
Don't do it. They'll be shutting this off immediately.
So, give me your detailed analysis on Graham Gano. I'm joking. You don't have
Grab Gennaro or Gano?
Graham Gano.
Oh, I thought you said Gennaro. I was like, something's really wrong with you, Dale. Something's really wrong with you.
All right.
He can kick the ball. He can kick the ball. He's a good kicker.
Rodrigo Blankenship.
Oh, he's
Colts.
money.
Damn.
He's money. That guy.
That's what I'm saying.
Goggles and everything.
Yeah, I know.
Never misses. Awesome. Never misses.
All right. All right. Again, guys. Look, I'm gonna give you my address. I'm gonna put it in this. I think I'm going to. Hey, Riley, if you're listening still, Riley is our video guy. Go ahead and put my address down below so people can see it on YouTube too, but I'll put it on my thing. It's 1250 Revolution Mill Drive, Suite 117, Greensboro, North Carolina, 27405. So it should be fun. And look, I just got a report. Oh man. Shoot. Should I tell you the bad news?
Yeah.
I got a report in the email. It tracks our rankings on all platforms. Yeah, it's bad news.
Where did we drop?
We dropped 3 spots in Uganda sports category.
Oh, you guys, what are you doing out there in Uganda? Let's go.
I don't know what the fuck you guys are doing in Uganda right now. That were you not listening to us anymore?
How are you not listening to this podcast?
There might be a war or something. I don't know.
Could be. Hey, before you sound like we're going to be ending the show, which we are. Talk about big news. Well, we can't really talk about the big news, but we need to get some email addresses.
Oh yeah. Oh, good. This is why we're partners. This is why we're partners here, man. So yeah, guys, this off season we're gonna actually do something awesome. We are going to hold best ball tournaments. We're going to hold guillotine leagues. I'll explain what that is in a minute. Basically 17, 18 team leagues, and the worst person every week gets cut and thrown out with the rest of the trash. And then you just keep playing until the last man standing. So that's going to be really fun. We're going to play those. We're going to do a listener league. We are going to do mock drafts. If you want any part of any of those, the G League, the mock drafts, the listener league, and the best ball. If you want any part in any of that, email me, contact@eatsleepfantasy.com. Email me and just put in the subject line, email. Just put email. And so I know that's going to be your email address. I'm going to save all the email addresses, put them in a big thing. And then when we do mock drafts or when we start signing up for leagues, I'm going to email everybody. It's going to be first come, first serve. So make sure you give me a valid email address. I don't want any of these, the ones that you just throw away that everybody has like a spam
Jordan 123456789 at gmail.com.
Trust me, I know what you guys are doing. I got a lot of those emails
and shit ton of prizes. Don't forget about that. I can't wait till we get into details about this all, but
it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of prizes. Can't go into a lot of detail right now, but it is going to be, as the kids say, lit.
That's the word.
You can talk about it with a bunch of fire emojis. I know that.
Yeah.
And I was going to put on my tracksuit today because I do have it over here to my left. But maybe I'll say that for another day. I put it just here just so I can record with it every time, and I forgot this time. Anyways, guys, again, send me something. I'll put it on my wall. I would love just to fill up with all kinds of cool listener stuff. Like, so if you're going to send me food, that's okay. Just make sure it's non-perishable so it doesn't go bad. No, don't send me food. I take that back. I really like sports memorabilia, basketball cards, football cards, baseball cards. That's cool.
How about hockey?
Sure. Send me a hockey card just for Clayton. What else? I don't know. Anything cool. A picture that you drew. Oh, I'd love that. Some fan art. What else? I don't know. Something fun.
Do it.
All right.
I'm curious to see what comes your way.
All right, guys. Again, appreciate it. Clayton, thanks you.
Let me ask you a question, though. Let me interrupt. Why do you get everything? Let me ask that. Why do you get everything?
Because you don't.
You get tracksuits. You get. Why don't I get anything?
What do you want? I'll give you anything you want.
Whatever. No, whatever. No, that's fine.
Look, you're recording in a closet right now. You don't even have shelves.
Right now, we're looking
have shoes on it.
I almost have. No, yeah, you're right. Maybe. Yeah, there's nowhere to put anything right now. I'll wait till we get a.
Are you getting a new house?
Yeah, we're going to start looking here. So
nice. How's the market? It's hot.
It's good. Here. Yeah, I think it's going to be well.
It's a good selling market, but it also makes for a shitty buyer's market. Here,
where we are. I think we're in kind of like a prime spot to get good value on our home. So
nice.
Yeah.
What do you get? You're gonna get what, like a 7 or 8 bedroom?
Just need a 5, man. Just need a 5. That's it.
5-bedroom house. Jesus. Yeah. You're rich.
No, they're
5-bedroom house. That's a big house. 5 bedrooms is a big house.
Well, even if we could find a 4, but if it's an unfinished basement would be ideal, because that's where I want to build. I want to build like a room down there, and then I want to build another office down there for me to podcast and get some free shit from our great listeners.
Yeah, I know. Look, okay, start filling up my stuff, and then you guys start sending Clayton after you fill up my stuff, okay? What else can you send? Look, just look around your house. Anything that your wife doesn't want you to have in your house anymore, just send it to me. I'll take it. That's what all this stuff is. Brooke hated this. Used to be in my house. All this stuff. She hated every single bit of it. She did not like Wheaties boxes. She hated basketballs, pictures of basketballs.
See, I have stuff in my house.
Lotion.
My sweet apple foaming hand soap, bud.
I know what you're doing. You stick yourself in a closet with lotion. I know what you're doing.
Where's the Kleenex at? Jesus.
All right, guys.
Let's go.
Eat Sleep Fantasy, eatsleepfantasy.com. Contact at eatsleepfantasy.com to email me your email address for all the fun stuff we're doing.
Screaming Eat Nation, we doing what we like. Tune in every week, guaranteed we get it hype. Fantasy, football enthusiasts, I know you plan to be joining us on Eat Sleep Fantasy.